Hey kiddos, it's me again with another long video. Small heads up, if I sound kinda crunchy, it's because I'm a little bit under the weather while recording this, due to nature and how much it hates me. So if you hear like sniffling, don't judge. I'm just a little unwell. So I remember growing up and watching a lot of animators work while I worked, or just like to kind of study their work process, and I want to do that too. So hopefully I will inspire somebody, maybe be some background noise, maybe you're taking a nap, and I'm gonna program mind control while you're sleeping. Anywho, I won't subject you to much non-related yapping until the end, probably. So, let's get into it! So, in this video, I'll be animating my most recent short with my little X-Men OCs who've been plaguing my mind for the past 2 weeks. I love them! They're so cute! As I mentioned in my last video, I use Clip Studio for animating, but you can animate with a myriad of programs, so don't freak out. So, starting off, I did have a general idea for what I wanted this animation to look like visually. The audio was giving cute 90s anime intro vibes, so I ran to my magical girl pins on Pinterest, and I just kind of went ham with my little Sailor Moon chibi images, So, I split this animation into 2 parts, mostly because frames get a little messy on Clip Studio, and also because I wasn't quite sure what I wanted the second half to look like just yet. The process is pretty much the same for both, so I probably won't show much of the second process. But if I do, there you go, you're welcome. As always, we start with the keys. For the first half, I knew exactly what I wanted, so it was pretty simple and easy. I just wanted them to turn around, a little smile, and so there wasn't much to it. After making my keyframes readable, I started doing my in-betweens, and if you're curious what the ancient hieroglyphs in the corner are, by the way, timing charts. What are they? And why are they important? Now, you may assume from the name that a timing chart helps with timing. And while yes, it does in a way, its main focus is spacing. What do I mean by that? You may be asking yourself. Well, with a timing chart, you're timing the movements of your character. Let's take this for an example. Though it's not a character, this will still get the point across. We can see that between these 2 keys there are 3 frames. They all seem evenly placed, but what does that mean? Let's turn the chart sideways and see if we can make sense of it. Rather than thinking each line here symbolizes each frame, it actually symbolizes the space between each drawing. For example, these are all even, so each drawing is also evenly spaced. However, this leaves for a boring movement as it's just going across. Let's instead say we want it to start fast and slow down towards the end. But we still need it to be 5 frames long. We could move these a little closer towards the end. That would show that it's slowing down because the spacing is becoming less drastic. Sometimes, however, you may find yourself unable to read your timing chart properly. To remedy this, we can use these lines to show that a frame is evenly spaced between another. I'd love to go deeper into this, but that is not the purpose of this video, so instead I will link a video that helps understand these a lot better if you're interested. Back to animating! With the timing charts in place, I get to doing my in-betweens, which is rather self-explanatory. I will say there's a lot of secondary action in these, which I did have to tone down while working. Mostly her hair. It was like bouncing all over the place, and I had to keep going back and fixing it. Now, for the fun part, I start to clean up on a separate vector layer. I talked a smidge about vector layers in my previous video, so if you're interested in what those are, feel free to check that out. At this point, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I was actually looking forward to coloring. Styx has such a playful color palette that I just knew it was gonna look good, okay? So, especially with the glowing bones and stuff, I was pretty excited to say the least. Speaking of bones, I did end up drawing those way later than I should have. This is an L on my part, but didn't affect me too much because the poses were simple. After adding a slight glow to the bones just by duplicating the layer and putting it under there and then blurring it, I was pretty excited and moved on to shading because I knew the lighting was going to look just magical, guys. Once again, on my part, I should have planned the lighting a little earlier in the process, but it still came out good, so I didn't cry about it. Usually I'll avoid doing multiply layers for my shading in animation, just because I really like the option to have stylized shadows in certain colors. But for this, I did use a regular smegular blue multiply layer because there was a lot going on color-wise already. Finally, I went in, recolored the lines on her skin for an extra pop, and then added the smallest amount of glowing light onto her suit. To be honest, I did like the same exact process for the second half, give or take. So I'll save you the yappage here and just show you the time lapse. Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Um, I'm really excited to do longer videos. Uh, it's a little bit hard for me because I'm just not too great at stretching stuff out, but regardless, there is more on the way. I am hoping to get another video out soon on this animation I did and talk a little bit about how it's helpful to reference real footage. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, and if you have any tips or pointers or even questions, let me know in the comments. I will do my best to respond as long as there's not like a crazy amount, which there usually isn't. So, yeah, I will respond. Real quick, we are rising in subscribers still pretty quickly. We've slowed down a little bit, but just to let you know, the 10K sub shirt is still up for grabs. But once we hit 20, I will be making a new design. So if you still want that 10K shirt before the new one comes out, please check out my teaser account and it will be linked down below.